Good afternoon everybody, and once again welcome back to the video. In this video I'm gonna be showing you a hands-on lab on powering event-driven workloads with Hoodie, ReadStream and AWS Glue streaming jobs. So in this video we are gonna learn how you can develop near real-time streaming application. You can read the data from Apache Hoodie data lake in a streaming fashion and then publish these events into an event bus. From there, multiple consumer can subscribe to those events and consume it, right? For example, you can subscribe your Lambda function to an event bus and then power your Elasticsearch, or maybe insert that data into your Aurora Postgres, or the application could be literally anything. So let me show you how you can develop a stream-oriented pipeline from Apache Hoodie using Glue streaming job. So let's get started. Alright, so the first step that we need before we begin the project is we need an event bus where the streaming job is gonna publish these events from the Hoodie, right? So I'll be basically creating an event bus. So over here, I'm gonna be clicking on create event bus and I'm gonna say demo stream. I'm gonna call this demo stream Hoodie event bus, and I'm gonna click on create. As you can see, now I do have a bus where my streaming job can essentially publish all the events. Now I'm gonna simulate a consumer. I'm gonna have an SQS meaning as soon as we're gonna read the data into a streaming fashion from Hoodie, we're gonna publish those on the event bus. Now from there, a consumer, which is in this case is gonna be an SQS, all the events that happens in Hoodie will be streamed real time into event bus, and from there multiple consumer can subscribe. So for the demo purposes, we are gonna create an SQS queue. I'm gonna click on create and I'm gonna say demo consumer and then click on create queue. As you can see, now the SQS queue has been created by the name called demo consumer. Now what we need to do is we need to add a rule, meaning anytime any event comes into this event bus, we're gonna forward this event to an SQS queue. Let me show you that. So I can head over to the rules, okay, and then from the drop down I'll select my event bus, which is demo stream Hoodie event bus. I'm gonna click on create rule. I'm gonna say forward to SQS. That's gonna be the name. Giving it a description. Click next. And for now, I'm just gonna click on all events on that event bus, click next. And here, the target would be an SQS, and I should be able to select that from the drop down, as you can see. Click next, next, and create a rule. Now, the main thing, we will have a streaming job, a Glue streaming job, which is gonna read data in a streaming fashion from your Hoodie and basically forward all these events near real time that are happening in Hoodie into an event bus. From there, a rule is gonna forward that to your consumer. In this case, it's an SQS queue. So now let's take a look at the streaming job. Let's take a look at the Glue job, streaming job. Again, I have a sample Apache Hoodie order table in this bucket called Hoodie Learn Demo 1995. So the streaming job is gonna be listening or basically gonna grab events from this particular table and it's gonna forward that into event bus, okay? So let's take a look at the code. So sharing my screen quickly. Code is very straightforward, right? Again, standard imports, nothing that I need to explain here. I create a Spark session over here. I define my Glue context and a job object, and these are my variables, right? This is the bucket name. This is the path where my Hoodie tables are, which is where we're gonna do a streaming read, right? This is the path to my checkpoint, meaning anytime the job fails, it will basically resume from the checkpoint, right? Event bus name, we just made this event bus, right? So the Hoodie job or this Glue job is going to read from the Hoodie in a streaming fashion and publish this event to an event bus. Here we create a stream object, as you can see on line 46, and then here we process that stream by calling a method for each batch, process batch, and here is the code. So basically for each batch that we get in a streaming oriented fashion, we invoke a function called process batch where we have a try catch. If spark df.count is greater than 0, I made a function which publishes the message to the event bus, as simple as that. So the code is pretty straightforward, as I said. Well, it's time now we do the streaming job, right? So basically I can come to streaming read, okay? It's a simple Spark Glue job, okay? And I will copy paste all the code that I have here, go to script and paste that one here, click on save, and then head over to the job detail. The type is gonna be Spark Streaming again, as I said, and the worker I'm gonna be using 0.25x, right? So that I'm saving on the cost. Again, just for the teaching purposes. If you have more data, you can definitely choose a higher worker size. Then the only thing that you gotta remember is these two parameters. That is the data lake format as hoodie, and then you gotta pass that configuration. That's it. All right, so the job is ready. Again, before I run this job, it's a streaming job, which is gonna run 24/7, right? Let me go quickly to the SQS queue, and I wanna show you that I do not have any messages in the queue right now. As you can see, 0 messages, right? So what we're gonna do is now I'm gonna start the streaming job. And as you can see, the job has now started. It's a streaming job. Again, it's gonna run 24/7, which means anytime your applications are inserting data into Kafka or Kinesis, you're bringing it into the I'm assuming if it's a streaming job, it's a MAR table, right? You could now perform streaming read and then power your event-driven applications, right? Anyway, but let's take a look at here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on output. And again, the job has just started, so probably about in a couple of minutes, it should start processing the data. Let's wait for the log stream over here. Again, at this point, still no messages in the queue because again, the job is just starting up, right? So refreshing here. And looks like we have an error. Get resolved option is not defined. And this is because I forgot an import statement, and I probably added this import statement over here. Now, what I'm gonna do is again copy paste this job over here. Click on save, and then run the job. Now again, the job is now again in the running state, as you can see. Now we are gonna wait for a couple of minutes, and then let's see if we see some messages in the SQS queue. Again, it's a streaming job, right? So it's gonna probably run 24/7. So let's try to open up the logs over here. So I'm gonna click on output logs. So we just gotta wait for a while because when you start a streaming job, usually it takes about a couple of seconds, like 30 to 40 seconds to get the resources, and then it will start processing the data. But again, you can power any downstream application like this, right? Land your data first in the data lake, and then or transactional data lake, and from there you can have streaming read, and basically you can read data in a streaming fashion, power your warehouse, power your search application, or perform near real-time machine learning right on that. Basically, anomaly detection, all that stuff you can do, right? So again, sharing my screen, still in the running phase. Let's see if we do see a log here. All right, we do see a log. So the job should start in a couple of seconds. I'm gonna click on resume here. So that means I would be able to see the logs. All right, so refreshing my SQS queue, I still do not have any messages. As you can see, 0. So just waiting for about 10 to 20 more seconds, and probably I should see messages popping into the queue. Let's go to the CloudWatch. Let's see if we can see the logs. I don't have a print statement again, but if you need specific logs, you can add logger.info or logger.error. You can simply add more logging. Again, this is simply a template, as I said. So let's wait. It's about 1 minute and 50 seconds. So probably now it should start putting in messages. So still 0 messages. So I'm gonna wait here. All right, as you can see, I'm able to see I'm able to see that it is starting right now. So I'm just gonna be a little patient here. So let me go to the CloudWatch again. Just want to make sure if I can refresh that. Click here, and here you can see we have begun reading data in a streaming fashion from hoodie, and that's the data frame object. And now we should be able to see messages in the queue coming in. There you go, 38 messages. Again, messages will be coming now. So if I can click here, send or receive, let's do poll for messages and open up any one of them. And if I can show you, here you can see your message or your data. As you can see, right, that particular entry came now into the SQS queue. So using this template, we were able to develop a streaming job which gets the data in near real time from your hoodie, and then you can basically broadcast these messages on EventBridge, where consumer can subscribe to these messages and consume that data, right? So that's it for this video. Hope you have enjoyed. Hope you have learned something new as usual, right? And the code would be found in the GitHub section below. So maybe if you want, give it a try. If you have a sample hoodie table on your QA or your locally, use this code, simply change the path and see how it works, right? That's the best way to learn things, right? With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling, keep programming, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.